So I'm gonna show you the wrong way to cut meat, and then I'm gonna show you how to cut it the right way. Like a Bobby Flavor. Now I'm gonna show you with 4 different cuts of meat. We're gonna start off with the flank steak. We're gonna go with the chicken, pork tenderloin, and we're gonna do a bone-in ribeye. All right, so what is grain? Grain is the muscle fiber of the meat, especially in beef and especially in kind of poultry and pork products. We have to really pay attention to kind of the structure of the meat, because if you slice with the grain, it becomes super tough and it's really hard for you to bite into it. So now we're gonna do a flank steak, and as you can tell, the striations are going across my face that way. When I say striations, what I'm talking about is the grains that are coming across this way, as you can tell it really predominantly on the flank steak. So the wrong way is, which I did for the first time when I ever cut meat, is to go with the grain. So you slice it this way, and as you can tell also, if you cut it this way, you see how stringy it is? Yeah, you can just tell how hard it is. Like, look how bouncy it is. It's like rubber almost, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's tough. Wow, oh, it's hard to swallow too. So now let me show you the right way to cut this. And for flank steaks, I really like to cut kind of with a bias and kind of give it a longer openness to the face of the meat. So you go 90 degrees, and you want to make sure you cut all the way through. Look how beautiful these things are. Look how beautiful that is. And look, once you pull it, boom, look how tender that is. It just falls apart. Look at that. Now we're gonna go into chicken breast. The striations or the grains of this meat is kind of everywhere. So you just gotta be very conscious of where you cut, okay? The striations on this chicken is kind of like waves, right? It goes this way, right? And then here too also you can see it's like wavy this way. So with the grain it's going this way. Against the grain would be going this way. I'm gonna show you the wrong way. You're gonna go ahead and slice the meat this way. Already, me cutting it with the grain is super hard to get into it, okay? Here is with the grain, it's really tough. The with the grain cuts, they come super stringy and they get stuck in your teeth. Now I'm gonna show you the right way to cut this chicken breast. So we'll cut it against the grain, right? As you can tell already, it's easier for me to cut the chicken itself. And you can tell how perfect that slice is. Falling apart a little bit more. It's such an easy chew. It melts in your mouth. That's where you can really tell that you've done it the right way. So next, we have the most important meat, I think, out of this whole spectrum, the bone-in ribeye. We got this 2-inch thick from our friends at Manelli. Bone-in ribeye is one of the best cuts out of the steaks. As you can look at this meat, there's a lot of things happening here, okay? You have this big piece of fat right here, which is the gristle. Not a lot of people really enjoy it, but I enjoy it myself. There's this kind of fat cap right here that kind of got seared off really nicely. And then as you can tell, the striations are going this way, basically. So if you want to cut with the grain, you're going to cut this way. But if you're going to cut against the grain, you're going to cut this way, okay? First, you want to take the gristle part off first. So I'm going to cut with the grain, okay? So, oh, God. So you're cutting it with the grain, okay? I don't want to cut it anymore, okay? And as you can tell, see, this is a tender piece of meat. This is a bone-in ribeye, which is the middle part of the ribs and the loin of the beef. So this is supposed to be super tender. And look, you can't even pull it apart. All right, we're gonna clear this heartache right here. We're gonna go ahead and cut the other one respectfully, all right? Because this is killing me. You have to take it off the bone, right? So you just guide your knife, and it kind of curves a little bit, right? So it's a clean cut. Take the gristle, put that to the side, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut against the grain, okay? So it's gonna be this way. Then we'll lay it down like this, and then I take the gristle, and the gristle itself is just straight fat, so I just cut it straight down. And then we're gonna against this. So after we slice the beef, this is how it's supposed to be done right here. You finish with a little bit of Maldon salt. You fan it out so everybody can see how much money you spent on this thing. And then you just sew it up and you put the bone right next to it, just like that. I'm gonna go be a monster, not even slice one. I'm gonna just take a big one like this. I'm just gonna tear into it. Like butter, baby. You saw it just melted? Took like 3 bites, that thing was gone. We'll get into the pork tenderloin now. It's a great piece of meat. It's super tender. You can see the striations on this. You wanna like kind of open it up a little bit and see where everything is. This is also a little bit wavy and kind of like all over the place. As you see here in the tail part, the striations are going this way. And then once you get to the middle part, it becomes curved down this way. You can see also the difference here on the side of it. The striations are going this way, then it starts going curving this way. If you cut this all the same way, if you're not paying attention, you can cut one half of it the right way and then the other half the wrong way. When you're going against the grain, you slice and then you turn and then you slice the other way. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it with the grain. And oh man, I don't wanna destroy this. Oh God. We went down the loin and it's cut all the wrong way, okay? See how stringy it is? All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and cut it correctly. What I wanna do first really is just to trim her up a little bit, you know, just to make sure that everything is all one piece and all lined up. So those kind of the end pieces right there. So the striations are going this way, so I'm gonna go ahead and go against the grain here. And then now it's turning. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go against the grain this way, okay? You can really see how nice and tender this meat is, right? It's really just coming apart right there, see that? This is the same meat, cooked at the same time. All we did was just cut it different, and you see the difference in both of them. Now I've shown you all types of meat. You can cut against the grain. You can do it with all types of protein. Now you know how to do it. Don't waste it, don't f it up. Bon appetit, Chef Harold, you already know.